going to start in just a second. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. It is now August 15th. It is a Saturday, which means it's Screenshot Saturday, which means that I can share this stream in channels that you normally can't share your game in. So today we're going to be playing my game Emoji Pop, which let me show you real fast. So Emoji Pop is this game. It's a mobile puzzle game, but you can play it from any computer or mobile device. And so it's a bubble shooter, so kind of like similar to like games on the market like Panda Pop and Bubble Witch, originally like Bust a Move, except I have all these crazy mechanics that really broadens the possibility space for the gameplay. And the coolest thing about it is that you can create your very own levels. So this is like the normal game, but if you hit this pencil button, it opens up the level editor, and using the emojis that you've unlocked, you get to create your very own levels. And even cooler, with one hit of the button, you can select a level and share it, and it goes straight to Twitter or Facebook, or you can copy the web link. And anyone who touches that link can instantly open up the level without the need to install or download anything and play your level. So you literally, the whole world is your audience. So today, I'm planning on, usually we start off with some discussion topics. I don't know if anyone in the chat rooms have anything to say. Feel free to message. I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, so feel free to comment in any of those, and I'll be sure to read it and chat with you. You can ask me questions about the game or submit levels that you've made for me to play. I would really love to start playing levels once people start making them. So today what we're going to do is I want to play World 8. So in my game, let me open it up again. In my game there's many worlds, and each have their own unique emoji that you can unlock. So on Monday I'm going to be releasing World 8. So World 8 is this snail world. So I'm going to switch the flag right now in my database to allow World 8 to be played. So right now I'm on World 7 and I've completed World 7 on my account. So I'm going to go into the database and say, okay, now whoever's at the end of World 7, World 8 is open up to them. So I'm going to do that on my other computer real fast. Again, feel free to ask me any questions you have about the game. It's going to take like 5 seconds. I have one variable in my database that is stands for the number of worlds that are currently in the game. So all I have to do is change it from 7 to 8 or whatever. And hopefully nothing will go wrong. Okay, so I just changed the flag. We're going to hit refresh. So again, the game's playable at playemojipop.com. Let's see. Okay, it didn't refresh. That's concerning. Why would that be? If it doesn't refresh, we can always just play it in my browser of levels. Let me make sure I updated that variable. I thought I did. Let me make it 9. It really should be working. It's weird. Please work, please work, please work, please work. I made this game in Cocos 2D JS. Oh, let me try one more thing. Sorry. So I'm going to go into my account on my database. That's opening up. And I'm going to see... Oh, I know why it's not working. So let me explain it to you. So I manually changed, in order to get all these emojis that are not in the game yet, I changed my world index to 20. But there's not 20 worlds. There's only like 8 worlds. So it said, I thought it was it was like, oh, there's no world 20 yet. So it kept me waiting, and that's the reason why. So let's see, my world index. I want to be at world, so we start at 0. So 0, so this is world 7 technically. So I want to be at world 7. And now I can guarantee you it's going to work. I really enjoy the practice and art of making levels. It's such more than like games like Mario Maker. I feel like the possibility space. It's like more simple and more elegant, but you can go way deeper just because of the simplicity of it all and just the variety of mechanics. So normally I wouldn't start with the green. That'll probably eliminate. So this is world 8. So this is the world that introduces the snail emoji. So the snail emoji moves left and right each turn. It goes in the direction that it's facing. 1 move per turn. So all these snails at the bottom will go 1 to the right. All these snails at the second row will go to the left. So what I'm doing here is this world will officially release on Monday. But I want to play it and just make sure I don't want to make any changes. I think I remember playing this level recently, and I noticed there were spots where I was kind of like, it feels a little sticky here or something. So I thought we could play this on the stream, and if any chatters have any comments on it, feel free to share it. Or you can be making your own levels and ask me questions. And so I want to just perfect this level, and we'll talk about kind of the game design reasoning as to why I'm making certain changes to go into the game. And so yeah, let's do it. And maybe we'll also be picking some of these levels that go into these stars. So if I shoot these purple snails, they all move 1. So one thing I noticed the first time I played this a while ago is it takes a lot of moves to get to the star. So we have to. I'm kind of paying attention to that, because there's just so many snails here. You can see up here they're more sparse, but down here they're really dense. Yeah, see already. So it's like 7 or 8 moves to get to the star. Maybe that's not the worst thing. So since this is the start of a world, I know they just spun a slot machine at the end of the last world, which won them like 6 to 10 moves probably. So maybe that's okay. Only concern is that because I feel like 7 or 8 moves, I could see it taking some players in based on some chance. It could take players like 9 or 10 moves, and that could lead them to having an initial negative reaction to this obstacle the very first time that they interact with it, which would sour their perception of it forever forth. So I kind of might just leave it. I don't know, and I can always I'm working on like implementing all the analytics right now, so I'll be able to see like, I don't know if that's like a pinch point or something. So I got to a star. Let's hit it. Okay, so this is supposed to be the first snail level, the first snail star level. And so these first levels, I try to really reinforce the core mechanic of the snail. So maybe you kind of see how it works when you play this world, but this level should assume that you don't understand. And within this smaller experience, I'm hoping players who are having tricky understanding the obstacle are going to be able to understand it in a more short level and like a condensed kind of space. So let's play it. It took me a while to design a basic snail level that didn't go too crazy with the snails, in which the snails always felt really powerful. And so that's kind of why I went with this match pattern of like having like these diagonal matches with the snail in between, because it would make the match feel really long, and the snails sometimes are in the right place, sometimes they're not in the right place. So it felt like, and the way I kind of have these bubble wraps, you kind of have to interact with these matches. And sometimes, like if you hit this green match with the snail here, it kind of creates a drop on the side. So let's just play it. I'm gonna check the chat real fast. I'm not checking it too often, just like once every couple minutes. I'm also live on Facebook. I'm checking that on the side. Feel free to leave me any comments, or if you go to playemojipop.com, then you can create your own level and then share me the link, and I would love to play your level and give you feedback. That's how I got good at making those levels, from just making them every day for hours every day for like years and just constantly getting feedback and stuff. So that's like I want to give that same experience to my players. So I'm going to open the game again. So I have a red and blue. I can make these two blues, but this red obviously is what I want to do, so I'm going to do that. So see how the green snail moved into the perfect match position with the yellow and some of these up here. So I could go up here with the yellow, but most likely this is the one that's closest. The beginner will probably do this one, and it's not a bad move either. So now I'm getting kind of stuck from these big matches. This is pretty tight, so I might kind of hit these snails to clear some room. Some snails kind of flung themselves over where there's nothing holding them up, and they kind of just disappear. So this green, so that's what I was talking about. This is a good little drop. Oh, these red. So it's so smooth. Like, if I don't have the perfect colors, sometimes it doesn't work out, but I feel like I'm constantly making these matches that make snails feel useful. And that should have been the goal of this level. So now I have these 4 matches at the top that are essential matches that they kind of force me to interact with the snail unless I do something really wrong. Green, yellow. So you see how the blue kind of goes back and forth because this bubble wrap's stopping it. And I can hit these blues. And final red. So 9 moves left over. I want a lot of moves for that first level. I kind of want to make it a level that the players should count on winning, just because it's supposed to give them a positive experience, and in a tight environment really focus on the mechanic and its core use and strategy. So players should walk away now with an understanding of the core strategy of snails, which is to hit it when it's lined up so that you save moves by making multiple matches at once. And that kind of is a strategy that will aid them in this world as well. So because I won, I gotta spin a slot machine. Let me really quick, I'm gonna go to my database and change. I added a couple worlds to the number of worlds there are in the game, and I want to deduct that one. Worlds change from 9 to 8. Okay. This is like a mini level thing that comes up, but it's kind of confusing right now, so I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with it. So this red match of snail with the snail feels good. Uses the snail, and it gives me a good drop. That felt good. The yellow and a pink. There's really not much I can do here, so that could be concerning if that happens more than one move. But yeah, I was kind of due to purple, so that was kind of probably unlucky that I couldn't make a move there. So I'm trying to get up to this star. That's kind of my focal point right now. With these reds, I have a clear shot, and I can make that pink match. That was a good drop. I got a lot of snails up here. Yes, so far in the world, the only concern is at the bottom. It's a little grindy. I feel kind of lazy to change it though at this point. I'm like, maybe it's okay. Like, I don't know, because I do want them interacting with the snail a lot, and so move after move and seeing them kind of come into place. I don't know. Maybe that's a good opening experience. I'd be open to feedback on that. Okay, so interesting. Uh, Normally in my worlds, in the level designs, I've been being careful not to use the obstacle with other complex obstacles, but we are at world 8, so we're getting pretty far. This is probably like, if you play for a couple days casually, you could probably get to this world. Depending on your skill, it could be more or less. And so I like that. I like the bulb because my problem with making the snails feel useful in the other levels is that, like, because the matches are static, there's one place where the snail would work out, and then it doesn't work out for the rest of the spots on the board. With this, so like, at first none of them really felt useful, and then boom, they clicked. The light bulbs changed color each turn, and then they lined up with the snails. So I think it makes the snails feel more useful more often, which I like. Purple. We don't have a great match. We don't have red or yellow, unfortunately. This green is lined up. We have 9 moves left. This red is a good drop. So now I kind of want to make these bulbs when they match up in order to save moves. So I'm gonna hit this purple, make a little drop. Yellow's lined up really well. That's awesome. Red. Green, but it's kind of hard to hit. I guess I'll try. Missed it. Okay. So I'm playing as like not a super skilled player. Otherwise, I could have probably made that shot. Green. So yeah, only problem is like, I don't know why these turned green there. They should have stayed purple. I want to see if they turned purple there. So I think the move after you eliminate a color, they aren't eliminated. So that's more of a bug. I can see it being tricky. Like, imagine your last move, you want them to be purple. All there is purple, and then these bulbs are green, and you can't hit the purple match. They're really frustrating. So that's just a little bug I should think about. So I'm not gonna change the design because I think the design is good if it works like it should. But I think that's a really good level. Let me make sure anyone in the chat has any opinions. Nope. Feel free to ask me any questions about the game or anything. Hold on. Oh, it says unable to connect YouTube chat. Let me open up the YouTube chat manually. Cool. Checking all the chat rooms. So back to the game. Maybe I shouldn't be chewing gum when I stream and wearing sunglasses. Cool. So that's the reward we get for beating that level with 1 move left over. So that one was definitely way more difficult than the previous level, and I like that. That felt like a good difficulty to me. It felt like a level you should be able to win at this point, especially if you have any retries. One sec. This water. I'm living in California, so it's been, where I live, it's like been 105, 110 degrees every day. Alright. So I think there's 4 stars in this level. Usually there's 2 stars and then it becomes 3. And I think I included 4. I think there's 4 stars in World 7, so I assume there's 4 stars in World 8. I haven't seen a speed level yet. I'm thinking that's probably coming up. Also notice, in these worlds, I show you exactly where the emoji is going to land. Because if you mess up, it's more punishing on these worlds because they're more permanent. If you're in the star levels, I don't show exactly where it's going to land because I want the player to be like using their skill that they learned from examining how shots work in here. And if they mess up in a level and they don't shoot a bubble correctly and it blocks them, they'll lose that level and the level will go away. Whereas here, this is like their world. This is like the world map. This is like the main campaign. And so if you really mess up, you're gonna have to get through there. Because if I run out of moves here, I'm gonna have to leave and then come back, and I'm still in the same position. You know what I'm saying? Purple. So I'm able to squeeze it through there. It's a skill shot. So a sea of snails here. I can see it being frustrating, but I do notice some really large matches, so I think it'll probably be okay. Followed by a red star, and these red stars are challenge levels. The red stars are speed levels, so the whole thing was kind of scrolling down as you're playing, so it's pretty intense. Red. I know I probably should have saved the red for here, but I'm just kind of playing. I make some random moves sometimes just to kind of see what it would happen. Purple. So I can see, depending on the matches you make and the colors you get, will really change how this part of the level plays. This is a good pink match. So everything's kind of now over here. Hopefully I can squeeze into the star now. Nope. Oh, drop all these with the purple match. There we go. And I can make this at the same time as the pink match, as if I'm smart. And the pink match is actually huge right now. Yeah, so I love how when the snails move, the player's forced to kind of constantly reassess the level. So sometimes players get into this habit of they stop kind of examining things and they just start making random matches. But these dynamic obstacles that constantly change the optimal paths, the optimal strategy of a level, it makes players constantly like refresh and have to re-strategize each move because of the way they move. So this is like a really good emoji early on to make sure the players are thinking in that constant mindset. The red star, as I said. Oh, so I'm clicking on it and it's not loading because I believe that I haven't designed it yet. So we can design that together. That'll be fun. For now, though, I'm going to go into the database. I should put the database up on my computer. I'm gonna start kind of developing the game live on streaming. So that's something that will come next week for sure. I'm taking a day off streaming tomorrow, but I stream Monday through Saturday. Going to my users, and so this is in my user on my database. There's a variable called challenge index, and it says which challenge that I currently have to play. And if I set it to -1, I can hit refresh and that'll go away. And so we have to remember, we have to build that speed level. That's the third level in the world. And it should involve snails, I'd assume. Since it's the speed level, I feel like we have to do a snail mechanic. That could be kind of fun. This is a great match for dropping. So 2 pinks, not much we can do. I'm glad I used 4 colors. If I used 5 colors, I feel like I'd be a lot more frustrated because there wouldn't be as much choice. And that's the most important thing, is constantly providing players with choice. I could do the big purple, but then the star's kind of hanging on by a thread and I wouldn't want to lose it. Okay, we're good still. Oops. This yellow. Okay, maybe I can hit it. Yeah. And we're at the top. So I think I like the way the top is with these. I want the player to be kind of forced to make these top snail matches, most of them at least. It's like an obvious like little test of their skill, but isn't too punishing. Okay, that's the 4th level. It came like 10 moves after the level before, so that's about. I think I want the stars about 10 moves apart from each other, like with some room for give and take. And of course, I didn't design this level either, so we have to do normally so I have, if there's 4 levels in a world, the first, so I'm thinking of the design and the player experience and everything. So I want to be consistent when I design these worlds, because I'm kind of doing it for a purpose. And so I have 4 levels in a world. The first level should be an easy level that really reinforces the core mechanic and the core strategy of the emoji that I'm introducing. And so that was the one with like matches below and on top, like diagonally, and there's snails that kind of go between them. So that was a good reinforcement level, and makes players have to constantly deal with the snails, kind of just to get it in their heads how they work. The second level should be more of a test. So either incorporate another emoji obstacle to kind of play with the way they worked, or to you can even do it without another emoji obstacle. If sometimes emojis are complex enough that on their own they can kind of embody multiple different mechanics, multiple different like reasons of like methods of strategy, kind of. So like the snails move side to side. Maybe sometimes they connect matches, but maybe there's a whole other strategy where you can clear stuff and you want them to march. You're trying to guide them to march somewhere. So these snails don't really work like that. But if that was a really core mechanic that came up all the time, then it makes sense to have a second level dedicated to that second mechanic. But in this case, I use the bulbs to kind of just focus on like, reassess where the snails are to look for the big matches. And it's more important to constantly look at that strategy when there's bulbs constantly changing each move. It's not just static colored emojis. So that's why I designed the level like that. Then there's usually a speed level where I want to do speed and show off the emoji within that speed level if that emoji makes sense for speed levels. And I think because they're moving, I don't know, if that adds pressure, I think that'll go well in the speed level, although I'll have to kind of tame it down a little bit maybe. And for this fourth level, like, I don't want players to get too burnt out on a single emoji. So this fourth level, and also maybe players, sometimes they put this last star in a place where it's a little harder to get or something like that, or maybe it's possible to drop it even. So I don't want it to be like an essential lesson level. I usually just use a couple emojis that I haven't really used together yet in the past, or use an emoji in a really unique way from the past. And so this last level is kind of like an extra challenge, and a nice refresher because it doesn't involve the snail or whatever. So we have two levels to make. We have the speed level, and we have the bonus level using other emoji obstacles. So you can do this if you go to playemojipop.com. You can click this pencil button right here at the bottom, and that'll open up our level creator, and you can make your own levels and save them if you've logged in through Facebook or Twitter or with your email, and then you can share them online. And I would love to play levels people make. Just so you know, if you click this, it's like a settings button mashed with a Twitter icon. If you click this, this is all the social media. So if you want to send me a message in Twitter or Instagram with your level or something about the game, you feel free to do that. And YouTube, I'm going to be uploading weekly level design tutorials and some vlog stuff and other stuff like that, and video essays. So that'll be great to follow. Also be uploading like my announcements for the new world. For example, on Monday there's going to be a video that's a minute long and says like, new world, here's what it is, here's what it looks like, here's why I should be excited or whatever. And so I'll upload that to YouTube and Instagram and Twitter. Obviously you might be watching me now on Twitter, on Twitch. That's where I stream, along with YouTube and Facebook. But my Discord, I would really recommend joining that. I just got that started, and so this is a great place. If you don't want to share your levels on social media, you can share them in the Discord, and other Emoji Pop players can play them. And this is a great place to ask about the game, and this is where I'm going to be talking to players of the game and getting their feedback, and like I'm going to try to put them in a position where they can kind of guide the future of the game and give me ideas or whatever it is. Or if you make levels that are really good, I would love to feature them in the game. There's a community page where I show the levels that I think are great that people made, along with your emoji avatar. And if you click it, I'll also display your social media. So I can click that to go to your Twitter, if you want that. Also, if you want to stream the game and just like make levels or play levels people make, you can do that, and I would love to feature you in the game as a streamer. And I would even eventually bump you up to the top of this list and show when you're live. So if a player is waiting for their moves to regenerate, they could just bump over here and see who's playing the game and chat with them or whatever. So we're gonna design snail levels. We need the speed level, and we need the level that isn't the snail level. I'm gonna check the chats again real fast. I don't know why the YouTube one is down, but I'm checking it on the side. Hit me up with any questions you have about the game or anything. Alright, I'm going to, let's design the speed level first, since that's kind of different, and it has the snails and stuff. So, speed level. So usually speed levels, first thing I think of is at the top of the, because I've made bubble shooter levels for other companies and games in the past, but they've never used speed levels before, like the one where it's constantly dropping, because they avoid that because those companies kind of avoid skill in their games, and so they kind of dumb their games down so they're not as punishing. Because of the monetization model they use, they wouldn't be able to make money if they had skill-based things in the game. But I'm allowed to, so this is all new territory for me. So one thing that I've really discovered recently regarding these challenge speed levels, which I'll show you one right now. The difficulty is the top. Let's play one. So this is the Space Invader emoji. So I'm making these matches as they're moving, and I try not to let the bubbles go past the bottom, because otherwise, oh wow, this is a long level, this is tough. Oops, oh god, oh god, oh god, no! Yeah, so if it goes past the bottom, then the shoe crushes me. That it really influences the kind of top of these levels, the way it's designed. I want usually to have that level end in like a row of soap. So the way soap works is if you pop any part of this soap chain, they'll all pop together as one giant soap bubble. And so because you're kind of in a mad dash to just keep getting higher and keep getting to the top, I think it's really good to end your level in a soap drop or some big clear. Actually, we've been using soap a lot. I'm gonna use these rocket emojis. These clear whatever's in the row. It's just a little different. It's like a firework kind of. And so it's, if I could like have these colored matches at the top, so the players would have to make a red match, a yellow match, green match, and a blue match or whatever. But that's pretty frustrating when you're so in a rush and you're like, the adrenaline's pumping and you have to like make all these really carefully planned matches. That doesn't really work. So that's why I like to end in a big clear. So that's why I'm doing, I could do the bombs to kind of chain the bomb explosions together, or I could use the arrows. For now, I'm just going to lay down these rocket emojis. These are one of the first obstacles, and they introduce players to the fact that there's emojis that can kind of clear stuff. They go, before I really start getting designing, I like to listen to music. I'm going to put on some music in my headphones. I wish I could like stream my music I'm listening to the stream, but I'm guessing that would not be allowed. So what if I included all snails? One thing I'm trying to think of like a cool level. One thing I was thinking is like, what if like instead of making like these matches kind of chained together, like because I want to use snails in a slightly different way. Like what if like you have to like, one thing I was thinking is what if you have to shoot the bubbles kind of in between, like they're kind of alone, the snails, but you have to kind of shoot in between them in order to make these matches. And so like instead of making these matches and making drops, you're just kind of constantly like looking for like matches within like this kind of mess of snails, you know. But I don't know, let's just try it. Like I was kind of hesitant to do that, but it might be cool. I have them all going the same direction. That's probably a problem. Let me change some of them. That should be blue. So another important question is how many colors should my level be? Right now I'm using 4. I might want to switch to 3 since the speed level. It might be good to limit the number of choices kind of. I'm also wondering if this grid size is too big. I could always make it smaller. I'm still thinking about that though. Got my music playing. Yeah, I feel like this isn't gonna work, but I'm still curious. Sometimes these kinds of things lead to other things, you know. Oops, red. So I'm gonna test it without the speed mode on yet. Oops, forgot. You have to include faces of the colors. Yeah, I'm really excited to like lay out all the core fundamentals and what you need to know in these level design tutorials that I'm going to be uploading to YouTube, because I think it's going to be good to just get it all formalized. And I'm going to want these videos to be also playable within the game. So you could kind of minimize it. It could be on the bottom of the screen and you can kind of play the game or design levels while I'm in the corner talking to you or whatever. I think that'd be like a cool like integration of everything, you know. I'm kind of mostly done with that feature. Alright, greens. So one problem is like you have to kind of be more precise, especially with everything moving. So I'm thinking this is not a good design for the level, for the speed level. I like the idea of making a slow speed level because a lot of the speed levels I've done so far are really like adrenaline hit, like they're really fast and it's more of a race. It'd be cool if like there's a bigger puzzle that maybe, because usually it's a small 3-color level. It's cool if I had a bigger 4-color level where I'm just like it's more of a puzzle that's going slow and so I have more time to think and strategize. So it's more like a normal level, the way it's designed and everything. But there's still that slow element where I'm trying to rush kind of. So I think I might try to do a level like that. Like, so I'm gonna leave the level this size, and I'm gonna leave it 4 colors. I'm gonna have this like big drop here where you can hit anywhere and it'll all blow up together. These bombs blow up stuff within 2 emojis around them. So if you hit these rockets, they'll shoot across, clear the row, but also activate these bombs, which will activate the top row of rockets, and so everything will just kind of be blown up as you win, which will be cool, I guess. Let's say I want it like this for some reason. I was kind of just thinking this would be a good pattern. Maybe a little soap too. And then maybe a couple rows of snails. I'm not exactly sure how these should be designed. Maybe they're all together and when you clear stuff then they start moving. That might be cool. Let's try that. This should be green. So I'm trying to make sure everything is kinda, at least a little bit, balanced, color balanced. So I want, like, if I have a green on that side, I want a green on this side. If I have red over here, I want red over there. And if I can't do that perfectly, then try to compensate for it a little later down the puzzle, you know? And so that prevents players from getting, like, stuck. Because if you have, like, a bunch of colors on one side and the player goes up that side, then they're going to be kind of stuck all of a sudden because they need the same color over and over or whatever. Or they have there's no yellow on one side and that's the side they go up. And then, like, when they need that color, then like maybe they have 2 yellows but there's no yellow matches in that area, so that by not evenly distributing your colors throughout the board, you kind of create these little pinch points, and you can kind of discover these. If you can't see them, you can discover them by playing and like actually running into them. So a couple rows of snails. Let's do, you need green on the left side for sure. Let's make the blues like a really juicy one here. Do soaps again. So So I need a yellow and a red. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this is gonna play. If it doesn't end up being a great level, like I could use it somewhere else or modify it a little bit, you know? We could start over. I don't like to just, I don't like the task of, oh, make one level to go here specifically. I like to be given like a list of levels and I kind of work on them all at once because sometimes when you make a level, like, you don't know what's going to end up being. So I can, like, I'd rather try to make a bunch of levels and then kind of fill in like 8 levels instead of trying to make a specific level for a specific target and then have to make 8 levels just to make that one level, you know? So usually kind of have like level design sessions. It might be cool to like really do a full session on here where I'm like making like a dozen levels or something, like, or coding all day long on here or something. I've thought about like that would be kind of motivating to do that on stream. I'm checking chat once in a while. Feel free to ask me anything about the game. I'm checking the YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook chats. If you want to go to my social media, go to playmojipop.com. You can also go there and you can make your own levels and send them to me, and I would love to play them and give you feedback. It's kind of what this whole level design stream is all about. But I'm looking to expand it kind of to, I don't know, like start looking at like game design at large. Like yesterday we looked at some Game Sutra articles. I want to like play indie games on here and like other indie mobile games. I'd love to like, I think I need to like keep expanding what I'm doing because I think I'm in a small niche and I need to kind of like broaden my horizons a little bit. So let's just stop with that. I don't think you need to set the number of moves for a speed level, but I like to do it just in case because I'm paranoid for now. So to change the mode, I clicked edit, and now I'm gonna go to mode, go to auto scroll, pick. We'll start at speed 1. I want it to be slow. I'm gonna save this. I think there's a bug where it won't scroll the first time I play it. Yeah. I'm gonna refresh the game for a moment just to make sure everything's good. Chat, we got nothing yet. I'm constantly checking all the chat rooms I'm in and stuff. Feel free to give me any feedback about the game. I've got a lot of feedback recently, so that's all stuff I need to kind of work on. But I'm really curious what everyone thinks. Alright, let's test it. I like that it's going slow. Maybe it's going a little too slow. Yeah, it's going too slow. Yeah. I like that it's not too hard, you know? Like the matches are easy and big and the snail movement's not too important. I like that for this kind of level. I think the challenge will be in just like keeping up with that and not making any mistakes. So I'm gonna take that level and like double or triple its size and make it go a little faster. And so while it's not too difficult, like the difficulty is just in your focus and making sure if you make one mistake, that could really hurt you because that would give enough time for the rows to go down. So I like this level a lot. I'm out of water. So first let's change the speed and see what that's like. Speed 2, save. So it's going a little faster, which is okay. I like that there's these cross matches with those snails that keep emerging. I like that there's these big matches that make me look out for more of them. So I'm gonna skip this green. Okay, cool. Yellow. Yeah, feels good. Let's keep going. Like I'm wondering, like I could see myself once I finish this, I could find places where like maybe I mix up things. Like maybe there's one row where the snails aren't as big. Maybe there's two rows of snails with different colors. Like maybe that's like one final twist at the end or something. We'll have to see if we need that difficulty. Let's keep going with the matches. I'm gonna be yellow here. Green. Soap. Red, blue. I'll have the blue in the middle so that kind of drops right here. Yeah, like I'm not like it doesn't fully exhibit the power of snails in here. It's because they move minimally. It's not doesn't impact the gameplay quite as much, but like I don't know. I think if you really start to exploit the cool nature of the snail in the speed level for this first snail speed level, I think that it would get too hard. I think it would be really frustrating, especially for newer players and stuff like that. So I think I'm just gonna leave it alone, and I could see myself redesigning a lot of these levels once I get more feedback. Like I would love to like use people on my Discord. You can get my Discord right here by hitting settings and go into the Discord. But I would love to like kind of task people who are like aspiring game designers who are passionate about my game Emoji Pop. I would love to kind of like give them the reins of like, okay, these are like levels that I think are broken based on what I've talked to you about, and so maybe try to come up with some ways to fix them or whatever it is, or make your own levels that we can include or whatever. Like I would love to like use I want to use them, but only if they want to be used, you know? Like I want to empower them to like become essentially a published game level designer. Like they can, if they eventually want to get a job in the industry, they can say like I don't have job experience, but I've been doing this on the side for a while, and here's levels that you can play on your phone, and I can talk to you about like how I was involved with redesigning them and everything, you know? So I think it could be a good opportunity to get more people involved directly in the game, you know? Because it's like a game about game design since it has the level creator in it. So it should fully explore letting players in on the design. So I'm going to do another snail row. Feel free to ask me any questions in the chat about anything. Well, mostly anything. I'm also checking the Facebook chat. I'm thinking I don't want a blue snail here because that would be too big of a chain. Maybe yellow. So I click the color of the snail and the direction, and then I can place them wherever. There's no blues here, so we need blues. So I'm thinking about the color balance. I'm actually going to put them here because we have a red right here, and so I'll just kind of make the reds a little more adjusted. Red, green, and maybe a yellow on the side since there's not a lot of yellow here at all. Green. So click the color yellow, click the direction left. I'm just kind of varying their directions. I don't think it really matters. Let's do that for a couple more rows and we'll see how it plays. Red, yellow, soaps. So if you hit these soaps, they'll all pop together no matter what color you hit it with. I need green, blue on this side. Do I want to put the green here? Maybe. So that'll be like an easy big match. Okay, let's do one more row of snails. I want them to first interact with the snails to kind of put it in their mind how they'll work in this level. So at first they access the structure and then they'll move around. I loved the snail matches where there's like two diagonal rows and you can shoot in between them. That felt like a really cool like emergent thing that rewards players that use smart strategy. I really liked how that, and that obviously I didn't intentionally do that, you know. So playtesting is where you find the gold in level design. I need a blue, probably. I'm not sure what's gonna go in the middle. I need yellow and red on this side. I have yellow here, so I'll put yellow here. And in the middle should be red. I was gonna do green, but it'll make this giant match. Save. Let's test it out. Yeah, I love how they form these. That's awesome. That took a lot of time there. Oops. Oh god. Blue, red, green, blue. That's a good blue match right there. Yellow. So again, I like how it's not too hard, but it's long, and so it makes it feel exciting, and I feel like I have to stay focused. I like the idea of splitting them here, though. Let's just try it and see if it works. So I'm gonna hit the eraser button. I'm gonna erase this bottom row. I'm gonna put snails in there that don't make these giant matches. So I'll do reds here, yellows, green, blue over here, maybe blue, green. Should I leave this one gap? Maybe. Save. Alright, I'm excited for this. Let's test it. Because it needed a little twist at the end. It needed a little pinch of difficulty. Greens. Red. Oh no. So you can see how one mistake with the color that I needed, and I could. Oh, that was close. I love these center soap bubbles. I feel like I'm frequently hitting them at the last moment. Somehow. Yellow. Blue. Yellow. Red. Oh my, no! Oh wait, I was good. I thought I messed up. I'm done now. Alright, I'm gonna try that one more time. That's a level that after your first playthrough, you would feel like, I know I can beat that level. I need to try again. So that's an awesome feeling to have. Blue. Yellow. Green. Red. Blue. Yellow. Red. So swapping takes a long time, so it's often just best to shoot the color that you have, even if it's not the best move. Oh man, this is a little hard. I'm wondering if I ease up on the difficulty, if that'll make it too easy. Oh wow, it gets hard here. Oh, but, oh man. Oops. Interesting. Let's play one more time. This is a good level. I'm going to share it in the chats if any of you want to try it. I'll show you how easy it is to share these levels. Nice. Yeah, so if I play it now and like I'm getting these strategies better, like that tells me that okay, players can learn how to do this. And I need a red. Oh, I should use blue. Oops. Yellow, red, blue, red. Oh no. Green. Not much yellow snails here. Oh wow. I could see players getting stuck there. Oh, what the? Alright, I'm gonna change the top back to the way it was. I think that might have been the best design. Let's see if that makes it better at the top. Just a little too difficult, I think. Blue, green to the right, reds to the left, yellows to the right. Save. So I'm going to share this right away. If I make any more updates and saves, it'll update in this link as well, so you can just keep refreshing to play the latest version. So I'm going to copy this. So first I'm going to tweet this out. So go to my Twitter at @LDylanWoodbury. Excuse me while I open this up really fast. So I tweeted out like an hour ago that I was starting the stream. And in the comments, I'm gonna comment the link to the level. Here's the link to the first level we made. It's intense. Play if you dare. Tell me how it is. And paste the link. Tweet it out. And I'm gonna go to. Should I do it on Twitch too? Probably not on Twitch. Yeah, sure. I'll just do it all everywhere. So I'm gonna do it on the Facebook video as well. I'm at the so I have a page on Facebook called Emoji Pop dash Play, Design, and Share Levels. It's got the big yellow smiley face as the logo. So feel free to look me up, Emoji Pop, on Facebook. And I'm gonna comment the level here. Play this level and tell me how it is. Let me know if you have any questions about the game or anything else. Definitely go to playemojipop.com and make your own levels and share them with me, because that's what this level design stream is going to be dedicated to, playing people's levels and finding ones to feature that I really like. I just sent a message that's a link to it. Can't even do that? I guess I can. Ugh. The link doesn't post that well, okay. So it's good on Facebook and Twitter. Closing. I'm surprised I'm not reaching many people on my stream, even though I shared it to some of the bigger places. Let me just see. I feel like my post got blocked or something. Yeah, so I love these Facebook groups for game design, for game development, for indies. I'm always posting on them, and there's so many active people on there. It makes it really great. I'm going to share this one more time in another group. I'm wondering if we should make another. Oh yeah, we're gonna make one more level that isn't a speed level. Oh yeah, I shared to the wrong group. We're designing levels for World 8, which goes out Monday. Come chat game design and submit levels you make. Hashtag screenshot Saturday. Cool. So, going back to the game. So I just shared that link in the Facebook comments. So, and I also did it on Twitter. So go to my Twitter at Eldon Woodbury. And let me know what you think of that level. You can just, from any device of the web browser, you can open it up there and play it. And I think it's a really fun level. I'm going to play it one more time. I don't think I beat it that time. So I'm going to test. Restart that. I need all the time I can get. Alright, tests. Red, green, yellow, blue. I love the way they some of the matches separate depending on, like these yellows I think will. Blue. Wow, a lot of yellows. I kind of like that for some reason. Green. Oh, this is a skill shot. Oh, I nailed it. Red. Need this blue for sure. Yellow. Ooh, that's tough. A lot of reds. I'm glad that I made this top easier right there because this is really hard. Greens. Ooh, baby. Beat that pretty good. Alright. So that is definitely going in the game. That's going to be the third level, the speed level. Again, if you want to make your speed level, just got to create your level in the pencil tab using the emojis that you've unlocked so far. Go to edit and go to mode, and you can select which mode you want. I'm going to refresh my game. Again, if you're just tuning in, go to playemojipop.com and you can make your own levels and send them to me, and I would love to play them live, and I would love to feature them in the game and link to your social media accounts for Twitch or Twitter in the game. I'm trying to empower creators. Like people, I love creative games, and I've always wanted a creative game that like brings me into the fold of the game's development. You know, like in terms of creating real content for the game, but also just expressing my feedback on Discord and stuff. So as a reminder, social media links are all up here in the settings button, and it's like settings/Twitter, and you can sign up for the Discord, follow me on Twitter. I have YouTube videos like level design tutorials and vlogs, and I have Twitch streams. So you want to follow me everywhere you can. If you think you could become invested in Emoji Pop, I have so many cool things to go into the game. It's gonna blow people's heads. I know some people discount me kind of right now and think the game's a little simple, but the game has a huge design possibility space, and I have so many crazy features that I'm just beginning to implement still. Checking the chat real fast. I was like, oh, someone said something. Oh, that's the link to the level. You have to. It didn't make the whole thing a link for some reason, so you have to kind of copy the whole thing and paste it. I'm checking Facebook and YouTube chats as well. Looks like we're good. So let's go back to the game. Alright, so this is going to be the last levels that we need to make. So this is the last level of World 8, which as I've discussed, there's 4 levels. We had the intro to the obstacle. We had the reinforcement of the obstacle. We had an intro to the speed obstacle. And now we need to have a last level that's like a total refresher, a palette cleanser. So I have no idea. As most of the time on the stream, I have no idea what I'm doing. We're going to go off the seat of our pants, or whatever that expression is. So these are the emojis we've unlocked up to this point in the snail level, in the snail world. Oh, World 9 is the sirens. Those are my favorite, I think, right now. I'm really excited for that world. So I'm not using the snail. I could use dice and light bulbs, but my last level in the last world was a dice bulb level. So I kind of want to do something different. It would be cool to use bows and arrows. That was introduced in the world prior. I don't think players would be sick of them. I could use them. One thing I could do is I could... now I have a few different super emojis. Super emojis are things that blow stuff up. So you have the rocket, which clears a row. You have a bomb, which destroys stuff within 2 hexes around it. And then you have the bow and arrow, which rotates each turn and then shoots literally everything in its path, like regardless of how long it is. Another thing that I'm trying to think of, like new territory and stuff. Another thing I could do, if I go to the edit tab, I can change the size of the grid, which you can't do. You can't even make levels in other bubble shooters, but in the other bubble shooters in the market, they're always the exact same size. And to me, that seems like a waste of, like, you're just limiting the design space like arbitrarily. So you can hit the minus and plus next to columns, and you can make a really, really tight level where the emojis are really big, and so the shooting is kind of like more precise in a way, but it's like there's less choices kind of, so it's kind of like just a different kind of level. Or you can go to the other extreme and make like a huge level where, like, I don't know, I don't even know how you would make this fun, but this would be like, so the reason I'm talking about this is I have these super emojis. It'd be really cool to like use them to create like a crazy like blockbuster level where like everything's blowing stuff up and everything, you know. I think that could be fun. So I could do that with a huge level, and just to let players know, hey, I can make levels that are huge, like, because I'm constantly trying to every world I want to give them a like a sense of there's more to come. There's always gonna be more design space to explore. Like if you constantly keep giving players new like new content, like new possibilities, then they're gonna be like it's gonna reaffirm their confidence in the game, and it's gonna make them more willing to keep playing the game in the future. I'm really thinking going to run for a glass of water. Let me just check the chat really fast. We're good. We're good on Facebook and YouTube. Let's just start making this level. Like, let's just concept it, and maybe it'll go in the world date if it's any good. So, is this too big? This might be too big. This is still pretty big. 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. Let's try it. So this would be a good. I don't think I've done a 6-color level. So having 6 colors in your level, it means usually it means if you're given a red, there's 6 colors on the board, so there's only so many red matches you can make. So kind of it's limiting your choices in a way. It just makes a very different kind of level. It's more strategic. You're thinking more about the colors in your queue. I just got a red. I'm probably not gonna get a red for a while, so I need to navigate the puzzle in such a way. But because it's such a big grid and I can fit a lot of matches on it, I think that would solve that problem. So let's just start making a level. And as I said, I think I want to just add a bunch of supers, and so this will kind of train players. One reason why I want to keep bringing back older emojis is because I'm going to be using them throughout the game, so I need players to keep remembering the stuff that's come before it by reinforcing it down the road occasionally. So by having all the supers together in one level, I think it'll train players to their differences and kind of reaffirm their understanding and how they work and how they're different from one another and how they can be used together too. So I'll just do that. So the top... Do I want it to be a level where they dig to the top, and if they get to the top, they win? Or is it going to be a level where they have to make all these... I think I want them to have to be forced to clear everything, although that could be frustrating. I think that makes sense though. So let's start by drawing matches on top. So I think I said there were 16. So that means some of them will be smaller. How many... I don't even know how many colors there should be at the top. Maybe just 5. Alright. Maybe I want them to be a little bigger so players understand that they're important. Good song just came up on my Spotify. Feel free to ask me any questions. Also, I would love you to go to playemojipop.com and make your own level. You just got to log in through Facebook or Twitter right when the game opens. Or you can submit your email, and the game will email you a login link. And just make a level, save it. It doesn't have to be the best or whatever. If you make a level in 5-10 minutes, and then send it to me, and I can give you initial feedback to guide your development going forward. And we can even work together. If you join the Discord, I would love to work with you to keep giving you feedback if you want it, and we can maybe even get that level featured in the game along with your social media. Okay, so now I'm thinking, how do I use these supers? So maybe over here, the bombs maybe clear the left side. That's one thing that happens. Yeah, maybe there's a lot of bomb stuff at the beginning, or at the end. I mean, so that clears out these, and all that's left is this one. Yeah, let's just put a bomb there and still blow up the middle match. So all of these are they'll blow up depending on the bombs that you hit and stuff. Maybe we have bubble wrap here. So it's kind of if you make a bunch of bomb matches, you kind of have to you'd have to dig across the bubble wrap to get to the other side or whatever. So maybe that. I guess if you blow up these bombs, you're pretty close to hitting this one. Maybe I want to erase the middle entirely. So you kind of have to go to these two extreme sides, so that'll take a good amount of moves and require you to use the supers in a smart way, strategically. So yeah, I'm trying to think what my match pattern should be like and where I should place these supers. Maybe we should have like an intro that leads to like one of these rocket emojis at the beginning. So like something like this. Maybe I have these bows that sometimes like shoot these end rockets. Scroll down, and I'll have one that goes the other way. Checking the chat. We're good. I'm gonna make sure no one's playing that level on Twitter. I'm at L Dylan Woodbury. Looks like we're good. I don't like this song as much on Spotify. Gonna change my playlist. Feel free to ask me any questions about the game or whatever. Ask me anything about my life. I'm an open book. Let's go back to the game. Alright, so now I gotta like outline matches around here. Maybe I can put some bombs here. So if you don't go for the arrows, you can go for the bombs in the middle. Maybe they just open up the rockets. So I'm just gonna outline some structure. Like where I want to place matches and stuff. That'll kind of give me a better idea of what I'm trying to do in the level. Definitely stuff in here. I haven't like seriously designed a large level. I've like tested out the large level designs, but I've never really gone through the process of making a full one. Maybe do I have use? Oh, I don't know. You know, it'd be cool if I did like bubble wrap on the outside. So bubble wrap's like soap. If you get soap, they all pop together. Bubble wrap's pretty similar, except they don't pop together. They pop individually. So only the ones you touch will pop. Kind of like if you punch bubble wrap, it'll make that popping sound. That's kind of why it's bubble wrap. Do I want? I think it'd be cool if I use bulbs down here. I don't know. I think this is gonna be a weird level. Let's just go for it. I'm just kind of. Sometimes my creative instinct just wants to go places that don't seem totally like a good idea, but I just follow them, and then usually they teach me stuff, and like it leads to like a better level down the road, kind of. So to make bulbs, actually I want 6. So this will be like a tense kind of beginning. This will be interesting. So I'm kind of starting to get a little wackier with the level designs. Not as status quo, not as like formal kind of. So to make bulbs, you click the bulb emoji and it opens up the side panel. So the way bulbs work is they change colors each turn. But they don't change to random colors. They change to colors that you have decided that they should change to. So we do that by, for example, this is bulb 0 right here. And right now it's going between 4 different colors, although we haven't decided what colors they are yet. I'm going to hit the plus button a couple times, so now it's going between 6. So actually, I want 6 different defined bulbs that go 6 different colors. How many is that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we got 6. Okay, so now we just tap them to set the color that they turn to. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this goes red, yellow, green, blue, pink, purple. Now we need one that goes yellow, green, blue, pink, purple, red. So I want them to all go in the same pattern, but they should start from different positions so that I can outline them, filling in these red emojis. And so they'll be all the different colors, constantly going in the same pattern. So you know wherever you see the yellow, you know that green's going to come next to it, probably, if you're really paying attention. Alright, so let's do that for the rest. 1, 2, 3. I usually just do it by counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Let's go down. Now we're starting at 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is why I need like level design tutorials on YouTube, which I'm starting to do because it's kind of hard to like convey this stuff, you know. I kind of need to like build players up to it and like kind of show them in like a really clear way, like why I'm doing this, you know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This one should start at blue. It should start at pink, and then the last one should start at purple. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I could have some feature that automatically generates them, but I think that would just confuse people, you know. Maybe down the road, if I wanted like a pro tool set, I could have all these extra features or something. Alright, so now I have all these 6 different bulbs that go 6 different colors. I'm checking chat. I'm starting to get better at that. Cool. Ask me any questions if you want about the game or anything. So let's start doing this. So I'm gonna do a bunch of like tight little matches, you know. I should erase all these first. Oops, deleted a bomb. I need to remember that. Wish I had like an undo, but I don't have an undo yet. There's so many things that I want to put in the game. Every month the game is just gonna get better and better every single week. Bomb is there. So these bombs kind of just open up the place so that you can hit the rockets. I'm gonna erase these on the ends. So it's kind of like I'm trying to highlight the decision of you can go for these bombs here and hit these rockets, or you can go for these arrows on the sides. And you probably, like, you would think like, oh, a player will realize the bombs are always better, so they'll go that direction. That's not how it's gonna work. Because there's 6 different colors. If a player's red yellow and there's no red yellows next to the bombs, then they're gonna be forced to go for the arrows. So there's gonna be like this tension of like the optimal strategy is going to change based on certain things. So players are going to be constantly like seeing like oh, this is not as good of a playthrough, or oh, this is a good playthrough, and so that swing creates an obvious element of chance and creates replayability for players. They feel like they're going to have a better playthrough next time because they see there's certain ways that can swing your level that are not in your control. So it kind of turns it into like spinning a slot machine a little bit, even though the level's still very skill based. And I just realized I don't want just one match between the bomb and the player. It should be 2. So I'm gonna edit that a little bit. Let's go to our bulbs and let's start laying them down. I'm gonna make them really small. I'm kind of varying where I put them, like in which order they go. Need a blue one. Need a purple one. Let's do green. And let's do red. And on this side, let's do blue. Okay, now let's do the next row. I want this to be pink. Maybe this should be purple, or it could also be, what's the other color? Green. This is green right here though. Let's do purple. Maybe red up here. And green up here. So like if you mess up and the arrow goes this way, you only have 2 matches to get to the rocket emoji. What should go here? What's missing? Yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of copy this match pattern on this side now, and I'm gonna like try to make it so that like to get to the arrow over here you need 1, 5, 4, 0. I want to use different colors here, so 3 isn't as important for hitting the arrow. I'm gonna put a 3 in here, make it more important, and we definitely need a 1, a yellow. Right here should be pink for sure. No pink over there. Is my mic loud enough? Let me know, anyone, if you have trouble hearing me. Sometimes I think I'm murmuring. I'm new to streaming, so give me any advice. I'm still setting up all of the bells and whistles and everything. Now what color's missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess purple. Okay. And right here should be green. My other computer's at 4%, so in just a moment I'm gonna plug in my computer and I'm gonna get a glass of water. I feel like I'm dying. It's like 110 degrees outside and these hot lights are on me. Blue. I don't see blue in this area. I don't see yellow in this area. Maybe this will be red. The first one. Alright, let me check chat real fast. We're good. Checking on Facebook and YouTube. We are freaking good. We've been streaming for 90 minutes. I've kind of maxed out at 90 minutes the last few days, but I want to be like a couple hours at least for these level design streams. So I'm gonna try to finish this level, see how it plays. At least at the very least the beginning. I don't see a green in this area. Let's do green. I'm thinking these matches up here are not as important, so let's just make them bigger, kind of. I don't see a blue up there. Red right here. Maybe a yellow here. I could do purple too. Let's do yellow. Actually, I should start switching to the 2-2 ones now, so players wouldn't feel like they could subvert, like go around the bombs, you know. So I'll do purple on top of that. Maybe a green in the middle. This could be purple, I guess. Alright, this should be red or green, pink, maybe pink. And again, I wouldn't think about anything for too long. Oh, did I just crash? There's a chance that I crashed because my My software doesn't show me moving all of a sudden, so I just want to make sure everything's good. If not, then that's going to be the end. It says we're online, so I'm just going to keep going. Whatever. So I put pinks there. It says I'm live, okay. But it also shows me stuck. I don't really know. I'm gonna pause my music. Maybe it's just because my computer is almost dead. Oh yeah, I'm not live. My restream is lying to me. Oh, I am live. It's just that the screen's not moving.